All right. Thank you so much for joining the Miracle One class. I'm really happy that you're here and join here together in this class. And today is another special day that we come together, because it's really we're privileged to come together to remember this, and we need that time too. It's like we need that time to remember too, because it is nice to come together and unite in that remembrance. That's really where we abide for a moment. All right, so here we are. Like I said, we need this time to come together and to abide in this place where we can actually directly communicate with one another, because our minds are joined. Whether our bodies are in different places, it really does not matter. We come in the recognition that our minds are joined, and that unity and that connectedness is only be experienced when we calm down, when we relax, when we feel oh yes, okay, I have to let go of my ideas about what this world is, what I need to do, what my body is, my concerns, my occupations. I just leave them for a moment. Because by relaxing into your stillness, by relaxing into something else, you literally open yourself to experience a deeper layer of yourself in which communication is a given. So let's do that right now. It's a practice. It's let go of what you thought your mind is occupying or what's so important. Let go of it right now. Let it go. You don't need it for now. Now, so we are creating space literally in our minds for the light to come through, for the light to come and penetrate our awareness. See, and that can happen right now. You can allow that to happen to you. And we will sink deeper into that too by sharing and by listening, by taking time to calm our breaths and our thoughts and all the things we just heard, or all the associations that we have with it. Just let it go. You don't need it. It's I'm willing to let it go. Yes, I'm willing to let it go. I don't need that right now. So whatever you did today, leave that behind. Just let it rest. Or if you just woke up and your day was all fresh and new, maybe you had a quite busy dream night. It's whether the dreams are in the day or in the night, it has the same information for you. It's all a reflection of your thoughts and not much more than that, So this is the time when we even let go of that too. So this idea of dream will come back to us today in this moment that we meet. The happy dream where we have a possibility of living a happy dream, a temporary happy dream. Yeah, so I'm really happy that you join with me in this, that you join with me in this stillness, in this moment that we have together to remember our connectedness, and remember as an active form, not just as a mental activity, but as an active form of experience. Yeah, absolutely. So as an introduction, I will read one or two paragraphs of the part of the happy dream. The happy dream, as in, in your awakening, you can say it systematically like this. You become aware that the dream that you're in is like a dream, and you are dreaming it. That's one thing that you discover in your awakening. And you also remember, or you start to see like, I don't really know how to be happy in this dream, because all the decisions that I make are so, say, limited, or they're not real to me, because I have to fulfill a function that I don't even know that I want. And I cannot be completely myself. So that is you can say like the unhappy dream as a human being. But in an awakening process, discovering that that is not what you're looking for, and that you come to the end of your ideas with like, there must be something else. So up to the point that that happens, you see, oh, there is an alternative. And there's also an awakening process that I'm in. I'm actually going through a transformation of my mind, in which everything in my dream becomes reinterpreted, not necessarily by me, but by my Holy Spirit. Like, I'm actually getting help to come out of my limited perspective. So on a day-by-day basis, I can receive, when I ask for the help that I need, I can receive new information, so to speak, new ways of being that help me to see that I don't have to use my mind anymore to attack or to defend myself, but that actually something is given that takes me out of my own ideas all the time. By just sitting still, by taking time to relax, by remembering that you have help, by asking for that. So that was a bit what we did last time in the class. It's what the lessons of the Holy Spirit. You start to shift around and saying like, okay, I don't know how to get out of this, but I'm willing to turn around. Like, I'm willing to see an alternative, to receive an alternative that will be given to me. Then something happens. But also the next part of that was, the second lesson was, teach peace. You know, in order to learn peace, you will have to teach peace, because you see that, okay, in this dream, my dream, I'm actually the dreamer of the dream. Everything is pointing to me in that sense, as being the source of what I experience. Because if I have a great day, I see great things. And if I have a sloppy day, so to speak, I see all kinds of limitations everywhere. So my mind is really like doing all this. Like, I'm literally the source of my perception. But then also seeing that the next step, if I allow myself to give to others, literally, to give to others what I would love to receive for myself, as a loving idea, as a loving gesture, or as not confirming the illusion about myself, but my reality. For instance, by reading together in this book, that's a very loving idea, because it actually helps you to get out of your dream of limitations. So once you come into the practice of that, you can actually say like you're entering into a happy dream, because it is not of your own making anymore. You say you're in the process of restoration, like you're being restored into your natural inheritance, which is happiness, joy, and peace. And the love that you are, recognizing that you are the love that created you. So this happy dream then is say, a popular word to use too in the Course in Miracles community, but I use it very specifically because it has real instructions connected to it too. Maybe we don't come to that today, but it is still really great to dive into the vision of a happy dream. This temporary dream, I say especially temporary, because it is just, yes, your mind changes all the time. You allow your mind to change. You see the situations in a different way. You start to be present in a whole different way wherever you are. that makes all the difference. But also, that makes the transfer for you to come from perception to knowledge possible. And knowledge is just knowing, like it is. There's no need to explain what knowledge is. No, it's an experience. So that means coming to the place where you come into the direct experience of truth, no matter where you are, so to speak, but just having that as your, say, as your certainty. That is all connected to certainty. It's not explainable, but you receive that when you allow this perception to be changed into knowledge. And in order to do that, you are in this happy dream for a while to see, oh yes, absolutely, that's a possibility. I had no idea. And I allow that change to occur. And yes, I will say experiment with all these instruction that I get to stay out of situations in terms of I will not determine how this is supposed to look. No, I will step back and let the light lead the way and see how that is. See that all the light that possibly can come into my dream is welcomed by me and not ignored or not defended or not put away. So it is like a real opening to receive the light in your life and have that be your guide instead of anything else, like your own ideas. So that's the technical talk, so to speak, in this. And the happy dream is really an attractive idea, and you will see that. So I will start reading 2 paragraphs. And it's from chapter 18, section F. And I'll put this on the website too, so that you can read it, because it's a beautiful part of the Course, and the Course in Miracles. The happy dream. Prepare you now for the undoing of what never was. If you already understood the difference between truth and illusions, atonement would have no meaning. Okay, yeah, absolutely. If you know the difference between truth and illusions, then there would be no such thing as atonement. Then you didn't need to let go of anything. But apparently that's not the case. The holy instant, your holy relationship, the Holy Spirit's teaching, and all the means by which salvation is accomplished would have no purpose. For they are all aspects of a plan to change your dreams from fear into dreams of happiness, from which you waken easily to knowledge. Put yourself not in charge of this, for you cannot distinguish between advance and retreat. Some of your greatest advances you have judged as failures, and some of your deepest retreats you have evaluated as success. So you have probably some ideas popping into your mind, or memories popping into your mind, in which you thought like, oh, this is such a great accomplishment of myself, and seeing that in the end it didn't really work out that well at all, that you in the moment of excitement thought like, yeah, this is what I have to do, and that is leading to happiness in my dream, and seeing it all crumble into pieces and not working out it as well. So then this is great, like to start with this, it is really beautiful. It's like all these things that we're talking about, all these temporary ideas, even the holy instant, the holy relationship, and all this is not necessary if you would know the difference between truth and illusion. So apparently there's a lot of correction that's taking place, and let this not be under your guidance. Don't trust your own ideas in that, is what it says. It's like, no, you have guidance with you in this, but don't fulfill that functions yourself. Like, you don't know what will help you to make your dream happier. You don't know what helps you to extend peace to others. Don't think that you know what that is. So, and this is great, because otherwise you come in another illusion where you think that you can use all the instruction that you get here to do something with it yourself. That is, no, this is just about, no, relax into this. Get yourself informed about what you should do and what you should not do by just reading this, by just accepting this for yourself. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do this. You don't need to fill in how it's supposed to look. No, you step back. You become quiet. You let yourself be guided. And you allow a different outcome to come to you. This is important for this to work, to see this at work. And also to spare yourself another, say, counter dream in which you do the same thing over as you did with your ego mind, and now with your spiritual ego mind, knowing everything for everyone because you've read this book. This has happened so much, and you don't need to do that. So that's why it's great to get clear instruction. And I'll read that sentence again. For they are all but aspects like the holy instant and salvation. They're all aspects of the plan to change your dreams of fear to happy dreams from which you awaken easily to knowledge. Put yourself not in charge of this, for you cannot distinguish between advance and retreat. Oh yeah, okay, so I'll remember that. I'll put a line under it right now. You don't want to do that yourself. You don't want to do that yourself because you have great guidance. Why not use that? That's basically the dream. That's basically the message in this dream. So that is so great that we receive this by just coming together, seeing that yes, this is very practically, very practically useful, because I'm in a lot of situations where I think that I need to step up and bring peace to it, in the way that I want to do that, in the way that I think that will work. This is what you do. This is what you naturally do as an ego, basically. As an ego, you think that you have to do it. You think that you cannot wait for the help, or no, I can better do it myself, it goes quicker, or something like that. Whatever your excuse is, not to wait for a moment and wait for an answer, or let the whole situation be dissolved for you. And it doesn't take time at all. It is not taking more time. No, if you look at it like that, it's like your detour is taking a lot longer. When you think that you bring peace to a certain situation in your way, that might be a serious detour into fear for many of us. It is certainly not a solution to the situations that you're in. You just have to know your place in this. That is really important. Okay, so the second paragraph says, never approach the holy instant after you have tried to remove all fear and hatred from your mind. That is its function. Here's another great instruction. Never approach the holy instant after you have tried to remove all fear and hatred from your mind. That is its function. Never attempt to overlook your guilt before you ask the Holy Spirit's help. Another great instruction. Never attempt to overlook your ideas of guilt before you ask the Holy Spirit to help you with that. To ask Him for His guidance. So that's another great instruction. So never try to say first solve it yourself and then give it to the Holy Spirit is basically the message, you know. So you want to look at your fears and all your this and that, and after that you're going to bring it to the Holy Spirit. No, that's not the procedure. So to have effective use of the Holy Spirit, give it immediately to Him. Like hand it over what your concerns are. Then it can change. See, if you already come up with a solution to your problem, or you already know how to teach peace without asking for instructions, you still come up with your own ideas and limitations. So this is all lessons that need to be learned. Like, this is all what you use very practically to receive the maximum benefit of the only benefit out of all that we share here. And otherwise it's like, well, it's useless to share it. Yeah, you have your experience of disappointment again. Okay, you had enough of that already anyway. So you might as well just really listen to what this says and follow these instructions and not forgetting them. So not forgetting them is also seeing that it works. When you do it like this, you see that it works, and you will not do your own ways after that anymore, because this was so helpful and so quick and so complete. You know, then you see like, oh no, this totally makes sense. So here we're talking about the holy instant. So that's also very interesting to see what actually is that then. So there's a whole chapter 15 is all about the holy instant. I think that was chapter 15. Like the birth of the holy instant is basically coming into touch with your Christ consciousness. You know, coming in touch with your Christ consciousness. And that's not what you think it is. It is not the image that you made of that idea, Christ consciousness or holy instant. It is not something that you cannot reach, no. But this is the same thing. Like, it is necessary to ask for help to enter into one. And you can do that right now. You know, this is great, because now we're actually bringing this to the table. So we might as well ask for help to have this being expressed in us, and not knowing what that means or how that looks, but certainly willing to experience it. See, in all your fears and hatred you can put on the altar, so to speak. You don't have to solve it first. No, that's included in the service that is literally given to you. You know, it's like, oh, so let's not forget this sequence, and also, yeah, not miss any step out of this. So I sit back, I hand it over, I allow something else to occur to me that I think could be like a holy instant, in which we recognize for a moment our true awareness, our Christ mind awareness, recognizing unity and connectedness, but not in the way that we think it is, but in the way that it's going to be revealed to us. It's going to be given to us. See, it's always coming back to that. That's the practice, really. And also not to take that too serious, in the sense of, okay, so yeah, I might not be that far, or you connect the self-judgment to it. Like, no, you don't have to do that either. No, this is just by openness. Suddenly you shift into that. Like, it's completely given. You shift into it. You did not expect it, and suddenly, woof, there you are. Having a different experience of yourself, of extension and connectedness, seeing that your fears and concerns are being lifted in just no time at all. Feeling a deeper connection than you've ever felt, and in a very beautiful atmosphere that seems to like dissolve everything for a moment. And you've experienced this, so it's not completely new to you. You've experienced this for sure. So now we're just remembering together the sequence to it, like what you should not forget to enter into it, because you don't want to miss out on it. Never attempt to overlook your guilt before you ask the Holy Spirit's help. That is His function. Your part is only to offer Him a little willingness to let Him remove all fear and hatred and to be forgiven. On your little faith, joined with His understanding, He will build your part in the atonement and make sure that you fulfill it easily. And with Him, you will build a ladder planted in a solid rock of faith and rising even to heaven. Nor will you use it to ascend to heaven alone. And it's like, can you believe it? What actually is being said here, and that it could be like that is your reality, that's the offering in this moment. Like, no, this is, you allow this guidance to come to you. You receive the help for this, and actually you're building your ladder to heaven, so to speak, and take your brothers with you in that. Like, it is not a solo tour to the outside of the atmosphere because you have a lot of money or something like that. No, you join with your brothers in this. It is literally building a ladder to heaven and recognizing that you could never do this by yourself and that your brothers are joined in it. You know, it's like, oh my God, what an incredible offering is this, and so available right now for you without any obstacles at all. See how that works? See how lovingly and how full of love is what is offered. See, it holds no darkness or any kind of ideas like that at all. So it's like, this is pure light being offered, being shared to you to receive, because you are entitled to it, not because you need to, go through a whole deep process of who knows what to get there. No, this is immediately available to you. This is just possible right now. So join me in that. Join me in that. Hand it over. Allow this light to be there in you and have no concerns or considerations connected to it, but just be open and willing to be open, you know? So this is all a bit of a pitch for the happy dream. You know, it's a pitch for the happy dream. I'm trying to sell the happy dream here. So we've heard of that before, you know. It's like, yeah, you want to look at this. It's like, I will read a couple of sentences and you probably say yes to it. Yes, I want that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, where can I buy this? Well, no, you cannot buy this. That's the only thing. It's like, no, you can't buy it. It's just already given to you and it's free. You know, it's totally free. It just asks of you to be willing to be open to receive it without any considerations and without any exclusions or no, not anything like that. So here's section of the paragraph 3. Through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant which you did not arrange, thousands will rise to heaven with you. Can you plan for this? Or could you prepare yourselves for such a function? Yet it is possible because God wills it, nor will He change His mind about it. The means and purpose both belong to Him. You have accepted one, the other will be provided. A purpose such as this without the means is inconceivable. He will provide the means to anyone who shares His purpose. Okay, that's a lot of words, you know, if you go through it like I just did. So we're taking another look at some of the sentences. through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant which you did not arrange, thousands will rise with you to heaven. Can you plan for this? No, certainly not. Or could you prepare yourself for such a function? No, I really am not able to do that. Yet it is possible because God wills it. So it is possible for you to do this, to be part of this. And that is the great offering, through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant, which you did not arrange. Like it is, you did not arrange it, but you are certainly part of it. And that is the thing. Like, no, you are going to be open to receive this and come into that holy instant together with your brothers. You start to learn to do that more and more by not arranging it, but letting it occur, by being open to let something else occur in your communication with the ones that you meet. No, something can happen. Suddenly you sit at a terrace on a Sunday afternoon, eating your little lunch, and suddenly something happens. It becomes quiet and it's a loving atmosphere. You just seem to be like dislodged from planet Earth, so to speak, in a cloud of love, like literally in a holy instant together, seeing how perfectly all this is in the recognition of your togetherness, in the recognition of that it is given by your Father, communicating with your Father in that instant, and having that as the moment together. That is so lovely. And that is what's being offered. Like, it can happen anywhere. It is not, it really does not matter where that is. You can have it in the airport. You can have it in the, like if I speak for myself, I had these moments in airports. I had these moments in the middle of a terrace somewhere, who knows where. And, it is not, has nothing to do with location, but it has to do with you being willing to receive that and literally allowing it to occur, not defending or not rejecting it at all, being so completely fulfilled by it that you actually take everyone home, so to speak. You literally lift everyone up. You literally are on the ladder to heaven. You take your brothers with you. So we said this before in one of the the miracle intensives that we have. Is like, when you are healed, you're not healed alone. And this is what healing is. You allow this holy instant to happen to you, not by your arrangement or anything, not with your ideas connected to it. No, it's not that you're trying to do something. No, it's literally, it's coming to you and you're able to receive it in that moment. In that, you give it to everyone. You literally take your brother home. So, and that is, you have no idea how to do that or to arrange it, and still it's happening through you too. So that is so lovely. That is so lovely. So that's the offering in this, like talking about a happy dream. Man. Wow. This is another great sentence. So this is just lovely stuff to read too. It's like unbelievable. Happy dreams come true, not because they are dreams, but only because they are happy. And so they must be loving. Their message is, and this is also very lovely, thy will be done, and not I want it this way. It's like, no, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So this is the place where earth and heaven come together. Like, thy will be done. Oh my God, how nice thy will is, to experience that, to literally allow that to happen to me. Thy will is done. This is really like the main the main principle at work here. Thy will be done. Like we all learned this in the prayer. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, we prayed that. No, this is the actual experience of that. Like, thy will be done. That is being reflected, or that is the light that this moment is carrying, this holy instant that we share is carrying. Thy will be done. It's not, has nothing to do with what I want in terms of I want it this way. No, completely open to receive. See, and I keep repeating this almost. It's not really that I want to hypnotize you into it. No, because I don't want to arrange it. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God, I have no idea how to express this even, the loveliness of this. So that's why I probably start to repeat it. So it's thy will be done. So that's a real blessing. That's a real blessing. See, thy will be done is different than, okay, it's not my way, then it's your way. Okay, well, I'll give in then. Like, no, this is not that. Not that. It's not comparable to what you want, that you want it a certain way. It's not comparable to that. No, thy will be done is, I actually see the expression of my wholeness at work here. And I'm completely included in that. And I'm actually starting to experience that. You know, that is whole different. That's totally different. That's the same as, like, yeah, I would love to make my special relationships holy. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work that way either. So it's the same principle in the sense you start to discover the holiness of your relationship. And holiness of your relationship is holiness of, like, you come into the vertical alignment with yourself, with your creator in the relationship. You actually start to recognize your common source and start to directly experience that. It's not that you have to work your special relationship to make them holy. You know what I'm saying? It's like that makes the difference. Like, no, you start to discover that your relationships are holy and that this instant is holy because we share it together. It's not that we have to arrange it. No, it is going to be given to us to see that, to experience that directly and see how well this communicates, like unheard of, how beautiful synchronizes all of this. Everything falls into place in this moment. Okay, so this section F and then paragraph 5. It is no dream. It is no dream to love your brother as yourself, nor is your holy relationship a dream. All that remains of dreams within it is that it is still a special relationship. Yet it is very useful to the Holy Spirit, who has a special function here. It will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is. Okay, it will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fear, not happiness. Okay, that's good to read it this way. Let him fulfill the function that he gave to your relationship by accepting it for you, and nothing will be wanting that would make of it what he would have it be. That's not so easy to read, is it? It is no dream to love your brother as yourself, nor is your holy relationship a dream. All that remains of dreams within it is that it is still a special relationship. Yet it is very useful to the Holy Spirit, who has a special function here. It will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fear. So that is where the holy instant, that's where the special relationship is turned into a holy relationship, that you can see, like, no, love is not the same as fear. Like, if you read more about this special relationship, holy relationship, you see that the human relationships are based on fear. Like they are actually expressions of staying in that fear, afraid of losing one another, and seeing that thinking that is love, or making some people guilty and not the ones that you're with, because they are special to you. It's like, no, you side against those out there who are guilty of something. It's like, and because you share this together, you call this love. Like you have the same opinions about things, and that you call love. So all this confusion in the relationships that you can have is being undone by the Holy Spirit, and is the possibility for you to have all these relationships be changed for you by seeing it in a different way. By allowing yourself to see it in a different way. Not that you have to come up with the alternative to it. No. By listening to the guidance that you receive to see it in a different way. By allowing that to be made holy for you. But using it, like the Holy Spirit uses everything in your dream for you to awaken. To have your limited perspective turned into a constructive one that actually is helping you to see that your relationship with your brother is based on love, and that your brother is literally love itself. You recognize the Christ in him, and that is what's being asked, instead of thinking that you're like the super Christ or something. Like, no, you start to recognize it in your brother, because this is happening in a relationship. I start to see it in you, and I've never seen anything as beautiful as that. I didn't see that before. Now I can see that in you, because my eyes were opened. Not because I learned how to do that, no, because I stopped projecting outward about who I thought my brother was. I stopped doing that. So in this process you can call salvation. Like, it takes a moment for it to happen. It seems to take a moment for it to happen to you. But when it's happening, you actually start to see it and apply it, because it's loving. And this is then what we call then the part in the happy dream, So this time we're really going through this section, don't we? So it would be nice to read it again. If you start to read this, you will recognize something for yourself, in where you find yourself in, this is where I really need help, or okay, next time I will be aware of that I have the possibility to hand it over and not try to solve it myself. These things are very, very helpful, but they also need your practice. So it's like, you will have to change your mind. Nobody can change your mind for you. Here's another instruction. So this is paragraph 6. When you feel the holiness of your relationship is threatened by anything, stop instantly and offer the Holy Spirit your willingness, in spite of fear, to let him exchange this instant for the Holy One which you would rather have. See, that's a very clear instruction too. It's like, when you feel the holiness of your relationship is threatened, like you can see the holiness of your relationships, but sometimes it seems like no, what this person's doing to me now, it's not working out. Like, no, I feel totally limited, or I feel attacked, or I feel this or that. Then you see, like, okay, now I'm not trying to respond to that directly as I'm used to. Now I'm going to take time to hold still for a moment and give it over to the Holy Spirit, to let it be changed and let Him take it over from me. And how to resolve this, like how can this be experienced in an holy instant. So you're not trying to solve it first and then hand it over to the Holy Spirit. So you just always, like, this is good to remember. I repeated it a couple of times, so I hope it will stick. It's like, yeah, no, this is important. Yeah, you want to really get into the practice of this for yourself and see, and it's not so much that you have to do. It is always a bit of the same things that you have to do, like not stepping forward and doing it. No, you step backward and allow the light to come forward, to shine its light on the situation, instead of you trying to go with your little torch and try to find how everything is intertwined and what the other one did and what you did and how you responded, and making a big mess of it even when you try to do that. You know that your problem solving haven't been the most efficient, So you might just well admit that. So that's great. So that's not asked of you too. So you have sufficient experience that your ways did not work, right? So that is really helpful. That's a great part of the process. So the admission that you don't know is really helpful. Okay, so I want to finish this with a prayer that is given at the end of this section, which is really lovely and will be very helpful to repeat for yourself. You might write it down somewhere. I'll put it on the website too. You can copy paste it into whatever you like. But it's a lovely prayer because it really is like the purity of the extension to your brother. And what sometimes you don't know how to formulate that yourself, so you don't need to either. So it is already written down for you by a pure light of the one who knows. So you might as well follow that instruction. Why not? And pray that prayer and see how effective that is, how well that works. I'll do that too. I desire this holy instant for myself, and you can repeat this after me for yourself. I desire this holy instant for myself, that I may share it with my brother, whom I love. It is not possible that I can have it without him, nor he without me. Yet it is wholly possible for us to share it now. And so I choose this instant as the one to offer to the Holy Spirit, that His blessings may descend on us and keep us both in peace. I desire this holy instant for myself, that I may share it with my brother, whom I love. It is not possible that I can have it without him, nor he without me. Yet it is wholly possible for us to share it now. And so I choose this instant as the one to offer to the Holy Spirit, that His blessing may descend on us and keep us both in peace. So thank you for joining in that. Thank you so much for joining in that. So let thy will be done. You know, thy will be done. You want to come into the experience of thy will be done. Not that we can arrange it, so it will happen when it happens. You know, just allow it to be there. Just not resisting it. Just let it change. Let it be there for you. So that is the offering of today. So thank you so much for joining me in that. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for that.